Thank you, Norb. I'd like to now introduce to you Dr. Ken Bootsma. Dr. Bootsma was principal of the school before I came, and he and his wife have been supporters for many, many years. And it's through a gift of the Bootsmas that initially gave us a great start for this building program. So welcome, Dr. Bootsma.
I didn't time it, but you know I can't keep it to 3.5. But I'll try to beat that. A little bit about Jan, because this is about her, not about me. Jan grew up the daughter of a Dutch immigrant who was 27 years old when he came to this country with $50 in his pocket. But he taught his 3 daughters how to work. And Jan's first job was when she was 15, and she told me last year that she worked every day except when she was in college or for her master's, except for 3 weeks, from the time she was 15 till the time she couldn't work anymore. Amazing. She had a lot of grit. She was very, very good at her business ventures. She knew how to save. She knew how to share. And what's amazing to me today is that it was because of my 4 years here that she learned so much more about this school. She didn't have children. She couldn't have. And so this became a first venture for her to meet kids that I knew and that we grew up with together. And this is the part that's amazing to me, is that I was introduced to her 15 years ago. We were married 14 years ago, and during those 14, we spent 4 here. The very first project, if you remember, if you went here, or if your kids went here early on, that the sidewalk coming in went around the flagpole. It was broken. It was kind of a mess. So she talked to Fred Danke and said, "We got a job to do. Can you replace that? I'll buy the concrete." And that was the first gift. And it went on from there. Now, by way of the large gift which she left here, by comparison, and this is really the most significant part of what I have to say. She left several gifts because she and Herm had worked very hard. They invested well, and they had decided before Herm passed away in '92, and before we were married in '94, and then before she passed away last year, that she would give, this is her quote, written right at the top of page 1 of 3 pages of where it's going to go. "I want to give back to God what has always been His." It is His. We are His. This property doesn't belong to us. We're responsible for maintaining it, just like we are the earth, and our families, and our children. But that was her goal. And she gave 80% of everything that she and Herm had earned to kingdom causes. That's amazing to me. Now, aside from that, she left gifts of, and this is not a secret, but she left gifts of about $100,000 each to the museum, to the symphony, 5 scholarships at Purdue, scholarships at Calvin, Dorton, Trinity, and the largest single gift was to a family member, a nephew and a niece who have 2 children who are somewhat handicapped and will need help for the rest of their lives. So if you think about that level of giving, which went all the way down to a $5,000 gift to the Rotary Club, she left $2.5 million to Lafayette Christian School, which is amazing to me. When Rick and I talked about this before she decided on the final number, it was going to be $1 million. Well, that's a lot of money, but it isn't nearly enough to do this project. And as you heard here from Mr. Fisher, it's going to take a lot more of us, a lot more effort, because when you invest in Christian education, it never stops. You need to keep giving. There is no dream at the end of Jan's gift that she's going to be back and give you the rest of it, whatever it takes to do this project. No, she's given you what there was, and the only opportunity for anything else is that there is still a small piece of property here in town that if it sells, it will also come here, but it won't be anything like that. So, as far as I'm concerned, I think she was impressed when we received the Blue Ribbon School Award. We were the first non-public school in Indiana to get that. And it was based on the competence of the faculty and the kids. And if you look at the test scores of what our kids have done every year consecutively, they have outscored just about every other school in the state. We have an outstanding faculty. We have dedicated parents who are, as the mayor said, directly involved, sharing with, learning with. And if we continue to do 2 things, meet the needs of our students and the expectations of our parents, we will have done our job for the kingdom. So, thanks again for the opportunity. And a final P.S. here. You see this big guy standing behind me. His name is Steve Wester. We have done a lot of things together, and I am truly grateful that he's on this project. We designed and built 3 buildings together at Trinity Christian College. of which the library won awards for architecture and design in Wisconsin, Illinois, and Michigan. He's a master at what he does. He's a dear friend, and I know he will do everything he can because he was raised in it, just like we were. Thanks.
Okay, now we're going to get to the actual groundbreaking ceremony, and this is going to be fun. And we're going to have several groups put on their construction helmets and get these nice shovels, and we're going to turn some ground. And then also we're going to have pictures taken while this takes place. And we decided that we wanted to make sure that everyone gets the message that the school is family. It is the families that together have supported this school, and it's the families that come here and bring these children here. And when the mayor talked about this earlier, he was right on, and we totally agree with this. And so for our first group, we would like to have two of the original graduates of the 1953 graduating class, Phil Fisher and Bonnie Shelton, to come. And then I believe we have two kindergartners who are going to help with them. So if you would come, and then there we go. And let's give them their helmets. Just go down a little bit more here, and let's double it together. Okay. There we go. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Wow. There we go. Well,